Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are back on Geeks Talking Geeks. If you're watching us live, thank you for tuning in. If you're watching us on a rerun, well, welcome. I am Bandito Bane, your host and the well-rounded nerd, the Super Spider-Man fan, and the Warhammer noob. And with me, on a rare occasion, Kenzo UK from all the way
from England.
Yeah, from across the pond. How you been?
I'm doing very well. It's good to be back with you, lads.
Yeah. All right, and of course we have our one of our series regulars, the Reverend Sully.
Hello. How art thou?
Yeah,
I'm doing well, thank you very much.
And on top of that, we have another regular who's most likely going to be with us for an hour. Wakasashi Gray.
Wow, gozaimasu. Good morning, guys. Great to be here. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, always a great time. All right, so the first thing we are going to be talking about is some of the great comic books that are going to be coming out. And Sully, you want to show us what we're about to talk about? Yes, that's right.
This is Beneath the Trees, Where Nobody Sees, written by Patrick Horvath. And what a wonderful 6-issue miniseries this was. It's a complete story, or is it? Because we are getting
a sequel.
A sequel starting next week, you said?
Next month.
Next month.
All right, so here we go. Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees, and it's going to be, looks like it's written by Patrick Horvath again.
Mm-hmm. And does the art too.
Yeah. So it takes place. Yeah. All right, so let's see what it's going to come out. It's going to come out in July. It's the 2nd. So most likely, it will be out. It will be out by in a couple weeks before the 4th of July weekend, and we'll see, and where it's going to take place. And here's the synopsis.
Yeah, I was just reading that.
It's been 8 long years since the bloodlusting brown bear drove into the city, kidnapped a kind young duck, desecrated his body, and buried the pieces in the woods. The duck's family painstakingly sought justice, but this brown bear was smart. She covered her tracks, and in the 80s, there simply wasn't a way for the duck's family to find answers. But it's not the 80s anymore. Almost a decade after the cuddly brown bear, Samantha Strong solidified herself as the sole serial killer in Woodbrook, the world is entering a new era. As Samantha will soon find out, there are no secrets in the age of the internet, and those who lost loved ones to her massacre, having given up the flame of justice, a reckoning is coming to Woodbrook. So yeah, like this is like this would be like something like a serial killer who got away with everything in the 80s, but was taken down by new technology that came out in this new day of age.
Like, I'm addicted to real crime TV, and one of the shows I watch all the time, it's called Cold Case Files. And so these horrific murders are like they couldn't get solved, so they go into cold case. So every couple of years, new detectives come back, are assigned these unsolved cases. And so there's this wonderful kind of consistency that this message there that sometimes old problems just need a new set of eyes.
Yeah, for sure.
And that so say if you properly preserved blood swabs or semen swabs, and that in the late 70s, or early 80s, and they, by the time the mid 90s roll around, DNA, identification markers revolutionized everything. The internet too. There's an online codex of
I've seen Redditors solving cold cases, getting together, and like you said, just a new set of eyes on it.
Yeah, and it's like it's person to person too. And especially survivors of the missing and the victims too, banding together, sharing information. Venn or a diagram overlaps. You know what I mean? Like, oh wow, our cases are almost identical.
Yeah. So I take it you're excited about this one.
Me, yeah. Well, 'cause one thing I love, I wish we had some preview art to really get into.
I like the cover there. That does look fun. It looks kind of like watercolory.
That's indicative of the art style too, because inside it's anthropomorphic animals, and they're all. Do you remember? You have small children. Do you have Richard Scarry books?
No.
For the children. Do you remember Richard Scarry?
No, I don't remember.
Okay,
that.
He did children's books in the 60s and 70s and 80s, and I grew up with these books. So it's more of like you had these anthropomorphic animals. Anthropomorphic means the animals wear clothes and they're upright and they have human attributes. Well, that's for anyone tuning in. You know what I mean? I'm not doubting any of our intelligences, but it has that same kind of visual style of the Richard Scarry books. Like the animals look a lot like it. So it's like I haven't heard anything that it's a pastiche of it, but I can totally see that. And it's just like, so it's got this cutesy familiarity, and then it socks you in the gut with this horrific Dexter style serial killer story.
It sounds like a lot of fun.
It's really good.
Yeah. So what's your take on this, Gray?
Yeah, looking forward to it. Really enjoyed the first miniseries, like Eric said, and the Richard scary art is pretty awesome. I've got a page if you want to share the screen, Bandito. It's got the big watermark on it though.
All right.
So it's not that clear, but you can get an idea of the art.
All right. So let me add this to the stage.
So you can see like it's the same style. It's a really kind of cutie animals style, looking good. So Eric, did you enjoy the art in the first series?
Yeah, that's what pulled me in.
Yeah.
That was the first. It was like I was like, "What's this stupid thing?" And then I was looking at it. I found the art to be rather pleasing, and then that gut punch of the dissection of with Samantha bringing the young duckling into the and she's a kind serial killer. She'll and she doesn't just murder you. She just she puts you to sleep and then turns you into art. And she has this thing about dissecting the body, and then it's like it looks like one of these these body display things you see at the museum, like with corpses that have the skin missing or the slice like all the way down the middle. So it has this really attention to detail of anatomy, and that's what really gets you. And then with hacksaws, because Samantha owns a hardware store. So it's like she's got unlimited access to shovels, power tools, saws, tarps. You know what I mean? Acid, plastic tubs. So it turns into almost like Dexter. Like you have this serial killer, but nobody knows and everyone likes them.
Or you could make the connection to real life serial killers who weren't caught until decades after their crimes.
Right. You didn't know all this time that wow, my benign next door neighbor had a collection of eyeballs.
Yeah. Kind of
like you do.
Yeah, kind of like BTK. He was never caught until the 90s or the early 2000s, and he was active throughout the 70s and 80s.
Yeah, dude. I just saw another. See, there we go. That's a great example. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Back to the,
Look at that variant cover.
That awesome variant cover.
That's
the American
wonderful.
Psycho.
I love movie poster reference comic books. I'm such a sucker for them.
Nice one. Yeah, thanks for sharing that, Bandito. That's cool. Just getting an idea.
So we're going to. So this is going to be a great comic book. Pick it up next month.
I might have to get this.
No, it's on IDW. And
Yeah.
it should be a limited series, maybe 4, maybe 6 issues. We'll see. Yeah.
Yeah,
The first one was 6.
first one was 6, so it may run up until like maybe November through the Halloween season. So it's going to it just looks like a great great sequel to an underrated comic. It was
Is that collected one you have there, Eric, got all 6 issues in it?
Yes, it has.
Yes.
You're mute.
You're mute.
You're mute.
What do you mean I'm mute? I'm talking here. Stop talking over me.
Oh, I say, Eric, do speak up, darling. We can't hear
Please,
you.
hello. The people in the back can't hear you. But the I buy this to give away because I'm too old to be lending out my comic books anymore. But I have no problem with buying a friend a book. So I literally have bought this for a friend or two already. And I just keep replacing it. And my comic book store is like, this is one of the books that we are always running out of, and we're always reordering.
Eric, how's the quality of the paperback there? Is it good?
Wonderful. Good. It's the usual trade paperback, glossy paper. You know what I mean? Perfect binding.
Cool.
You know what I mean? Cardstock cover. You know what I mean? It's interesting because Patrick Horvath is the writer and artist, but the letterer, Hassan Atsmani Allahu, he gets cover credits as well, and he gets cover credits like on every indie book that he works on. It must be in his contract. Maybe it looks nice, like on the cover, like, hey, look, diversity. Oh man, I just said that out loud. I was only thinking.
Yeah, that was kind of cringe, dude.
Dude, I'm good at that.
Eric, just one more thing. Is it any kind of introduction by the artist, the author, or anything like that? No, is it just the story?
No, but it has a it starts off with what appears like to be newsprint. So it's
cool. Yeah,
kind of gets you into it a lot.
That looks good.
All right, so we get that. Let's see some other variants.
Yeah.
Bring on the variant covers.
Ooh, Riley Rossmo, our favourite.
Ooh,
he does really good covers, by the way. To be fair, he does some really good covers.
He does good work all over. I think he got a bad rap because Megan Fitzmartin's Tim Drake Robin was a terrible book.
Twinkle Toes. Come
and
on.
It's just, man, that was the opposite of super heroic. It was super sissy.
Yeah, that
was
that the one where they only went in the whole gay route of Tim Drake's Robin?
Yeah, and like he left like people to die in the church and I was like, I mean, yeah, it wasn't a good story. But Riley Rossmo is like got some really fabulous art. If you ever check out, he's got this. It's called Rasputin, and it's about Rasputin, the Russian, the Mad Russian. And it's fictionalized, and it's so good.
Yeah, I actually like this one. It looks like a storybook cover.
Yeah, it does.
It's great.
That's the whole thing. It looks like
how scary does Samantha look?
But it's really about a serial killer that cuts people apart.
Eric and Bandito Kenzo, have you seen Riley Rossmo? He's illustrating that. What's it called? The Moon is Following Us. This is Daniel Warren Johnson is writing and kind of doing a little bit of the illustrating, but Riley Rossmo does the main. That's really good too. It's an indie series.
The Moon is Following Us. Yeah, I'll have to look into that one.
Yeah.
Daniel Warren Johnson is writing the waking parts of it, and there's like a dream part of it where Riley Rossmo takes over the art. So it's like a really good back and forth between two really good artists. Seriously, I have Riley Rossmo just did Wesley Dodd's The Sandman with Robert Venditti on DC Comics, and it was just his art style just suited this retro 1940s thing. That
yes, it
did.
Dude, they look like storybook illustrations.
Yeah, this
one's pretty. That's cute.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool though as well. They're all good, aren't they?
You see the hand sticking out of the bag and the blood dripping out of the bottom of it.
Oh, no.
But everything else looks like
cute style mixed in with that graphic.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's such a great kind of like it's a good way to frame the story because everything is not as benign on the surface as it really is, and that's part of the theme of it.
And those trees look great as well.
Yeah, I mean, with some horror comic books, it's just like in your face horror.
This one's more cartoony, though. I like cartoony.
Yeah, but I like the horror kind of comics. I like are like Feral and or like Farrell and
Oh yeah, the other one with the guy with the pants.
and another there was another one that I liked. It had cartoony art, but it was also it had this great story, and
that's
cool, and it
it's
had
quite
great
young.
cool. I think it may have been a manga, but it was a manga. It was Made into the Abyss.
Mhm.
Yeah, so like I like these ones that are unassuming horror, but
Mhm.
this really seems like it's going up my alley, because I've read like other ones like Maniac and Crossed, and
Mhm.
Crossed was a mistake. I could not believe I read that one.
Dude, that's Garth Ennis and Jason
Yes.
Burrows. Dude,
Yeah.
that's sick. Oh man, I even avoided Crossed. Dude, that was too much for me.
Yeah, but at least I could say it was better than Wells' run of Spider-Man.
Mhm. The last horror comic I bought was Goosebumps, the Haunted Mask.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Mhm.
no, for my son. He's got all the other Goosebumps books, but they bought a few of them out in graphic novel form.
Oh, nice.
They're quite cutesy art.
Yeah. Also, like some of the newer stuff that's coming out. I think it's Image or IDW. They brought back the EC line of comic books. You guys remember? You guys remember the EC line?
Mm.
Tales from the Crypt, Visions of the Abyss.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they just brought back the entire line of EC comic books, like the ones where it shows people getting their people getting their comeuppance in supernatural ways.
Yeah, it's on Oni Press, and Oni almost went bankrupt. They've been quiet for a real long time.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
Oni.
they were the ones that were some of the ones that got hit hard when Diamond went bankrupt.
Yeah, I mean, they had one really good one I remember by Greg Rucka. It was called Queen and Country, and it was about an MI6 spook, an assassin, basically. It was just really good, but it was Greg Rucka in his wheelhouse. Before Strong, Stunning, and Brave Women was the thing, he was already doing that. And she's hard drinking and traumatized and has a really tough job.
That sounds good.
Yeah,
I enjoyed his
really good
Lazarus. Lazarus was good too, wasn't it?
Yeah, Lazarus was really good.
That's coming back, I think. Is it next week?
I believe so.
Miniseries.
Yeah, let me see.
Yeah.
Let me look it up. I'm on Comics Geek right now, so let me look that up.
What was that one? Greg Rucka was doing one recently too. Oh, again with nothing but it's like Warhammer Women. It's not Warhammer, but it's definitely Warhammer inspired. But it's about an empress and a matriarchy and all the Warhammer armor women. They're all women, and men have their role in society, kind of stuff. But it's like all the roles are reversed, I guess.
Any heroic men in the series?
None. I don't think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be up for that though. And that Queen and Country, you said that sounds good. That's passed me by. That sounds good.
It's black and white, and
I will check it out.
It's really good because it's very British in flavor too. You're gonna love it.
Yeah.
She starts off as Minder 2, and or Minder 3, and then to Minder 1, which is like head of the office. You know what I mean? Like very quickly, and it's just like, but it's all about like infiltration and sniping.
Wow. Came out in 2002, the very first one. No way, it goes that far back. Okay,
Dude,
cool.
This is a really good book. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope you enjoy it.
All right, so let's go to the next. Speaking about Zeb Wells, he was chosen out of all the writers to do the first ever crossover from DC and Marvel in 20 years.
He's doing Batman Deadpool, or is it Deadpool Batman?
Batman versus Deadpool.
Mm-hmm.
But during the solicitations, they just released the variants, which shows that they want to do more with this current brand. So let me show you.
There's some backup stories, isn't there? I think one's by Kevin Smith, another one's by Chip Zdarsky.
Yep.
Oh, great.
So here we go. First one, Daredevil teaming up with Green Arrow.
Mm-hmm.
Like a bit of
Daredevil. Daredevil, that's the Kevin Smith and Adam Cuba.
Yeah, that works because it's like Seth Smith wrote Guardian Devil and The Return of Green Arrow.
Yeah.
I loved Green Arrow with Phil Hester. That was really cool. Because it was before Jason Todd came back, and there was this one really great scene where it's like Ollie's in heaven, and because like Ollie's body's been resuscitated, brought back, but his soul is still in heaven. So he's kind of like he's got to get his soul back.
Oh my goodness!
And there's like one really interesting like panel where like he's in heaven trying to get his soul. It was Hal Jordan, Spectre, who brought him back, but he had like more. He had to get his soul. So there's like Jason Todd swinging on a rope with on a bat cable in his Robin outfit, in the background, almost as a kid, and it was so rare in an Easter egg. We call it now, but like
no way.
Because that was like 2002, and like Jason Todd didn't get resurrected until Infinite Crisis. Yeah, and that was like 2007.
All right.
Bandito, did you read the Kevin Smith Spider-Man story in that
Yes,
ASM Giant
it was
recently?
terrible.
Oh,
it was
God, what was
terrible.
that all about?
I'll tell you what that was
it
about.
going for 7-year-old, 8-year-old kind of humor? But it just landed flat.
In Kevin Smith's Chasing Amy, he says because like these things, these are dick and fart jokes for overweight and underweight guys who can't get laid.
Yeah.
That's exactly what that was.
It was terrible. I mean, this was like the same type of humor that I outgrown from when he did Clerks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but Clerks 3 wasn't funny at all. You know what I mean? So it was actually for me as a Kevin Smith fan.
This one's for Eric, isn't it? Come on, Eric, let's go.
Jeff the Land Shark and Crypto.
Yeah, so I would say I don't know who did this.
Kelly Thompson and
the artist is it Gurihiru?
Gurihiru.
Pronounce the name. Cool. Very cute.
Yeah, so we got Crypto and Jeff the Land Shark.
It could be good. You never know, Eric. It could be good. I'm always open to anything being good, man.
Yeah, I'm always it's like a wrestling work. We over at Wes's Thinking Criticals, Comics Aficionados. Like everyone knows that I kind of like the Jeff the Land Shark. So it's like they're free range to make fun of me for it.
I know. I was listening to you last night. Yeah, for me, like my time last night.
At the art. It looks good.
I love the art though, because usually Jeff the Land Shark was kind of webtoonish, and it's more like no dialogue. And if they had a word balloon, it usually was filled with emojis. Mm-hmm. And then there's usually one word balloon that goes, Jeff. You know what I mean? And, exasperated.
Look at Jeff the Land Shark's popularity just peaked with Marvel Rivals. I mean, he's one of the most played characters on it.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Hey, when you got it, you got it. I mean, if he sells comic books, that's a win for everyone. Sell plushies while you're at it,
Yeah, so
that #1 wasn't great though, Eric. Just came out.
I read that. Yeah, I didn't like it because it was just too wordy, like too much Deadpool, too much talking.
I like the parts in the Sanctum Sanctorum with those two snakes. They were pretty cool.
Right, that was almost Disney movie like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like with this, that's going to be Marvel writers and DC artists and DC writers and DC artists doing the series, and they're each going to do a superhero, either a superhero team up or superhero versus. First one is going to be in September, and it's going to be Deadpool and Batman. Batman versus Deadpool.
And then the other, then DC has theirs, and they're doing Batman versus Deadpool, and Grant Morrison is doing the writing, and I believe Dan Mora is doing the art.
Yeah.
And we have also
That's the one looking forward
America and Wonder
Yeah,
Woman.
Yeah, but why would they pick Zeb Wells out of all the writers?
Well, because he's like, out of all the Marvel writers, he's like
Has he
Tom
done
King
Deadpool
over there.
before? I can't remember. Zeb
I
Wells.
think so.
Okay.
You know, but it's like,
I mean, I don't know if it's just because I still have a bitter taste in my mouth with his Spider-Man run, but
sure.
Me too.
It's like I dread every time I see Zeb Wells on the right as a writer now. I mean, I was
Rightfully
excited.
so.
I was excited when he was going to take over Spider-Man because I did like his X-Men run. He did one of the best books in the Krakoa era. But then he completely screwed the pooch with Spider-Man.
I wonder how much of that was Wells and how much of that was Nick Lowe, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. How much control do you really have?
Yeah, totally. The Joe Kelly stuff isn't that far off.
And plus, there's a rumor going on right now that, Nick Lowe is going to be leaving by the end of the year. After 1,000, they say it's going to be 1,000. After 1,000, he's going to go to the Cosmic Office, where they're doing.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is that why he keeps self-inserting himself in the books recently? He's like,
maybe,
you've got to put me in.
Well, with the current iteration of spoilers, the Ultimate books are wrapping up apparently at issues 24, respectively, of the first leading ones.
Ultimate
I believe
X-Men
because the Maker is coming back. And if I was the Maker, I would just reset this stupid universe. You know what I mean? And get the X-Men some X-Men uniforms and some heroic boys. But really, I mean, so it's like Will Moss is the editor of all the Ultimate books, and I would love to see Will Moss on Amazing Spider-Man and shepherd the Spider books. You know, that would be a nice breath of fresh air. I would love to see Will Moss give it a try.
I mean, also there was this one interview with Al Ewing where he said he does not like Paul. He doesn't hate him, but he doesn't like him. It was why he wrote him so selfish. That's why he wrote him annoyingly as possible. He said he wanted to make the guy he purpose because there was no personality when he was in Zeb Wells. So he made him selfish and needy, or selfish and clinging. And the guy is just the type of person you do not want to spend 5 minutes in the room with.
Yeah, why do you think Dylan Brock is always trying to climb out the window? He's stuck at home all the time with Paul half the time, you know? Gee. I like it, but the best part of all New Venom has got to be Dylan Brock giving Paul shit.
Yeah,
it's top knot.
And he also clowned on him for getting a vegan burger.
He wasn't getting the vegan burger. It was the way that he was lecturing, wasn't he? Lecturing Dylan about, I care about your future, and he was, oh man, that took me right out of that comic.
And it was like, I was like, oh my god, shut the hell up! And it was like, and one time Carlos put a post on it was like is he all right? Like Dylan was like, is he all right? And she's like, I don't know. And Carlos Gomez put, I don't know. I don't know. Is Paul all right? And I just wrote, and I'm like Peter Griffin. Oh my God, who the hell cares? But
I think the first domino to fall with the inevitability of MJ and Paul splitting up is because, remember, Venom is a carnivore. Venom likes to eat people. And so Mary Jane's going to remember, you know what I mean? She needs meat. Yeah. I think that's kind of like set up payoff.
No, the first thing the first domino that's going to fall is like her Venom actually, because in issue 10 with the solicitations, it says that they're going to talk they're actually going to talk it out. MJ and Venom, and like Venom is going to beat it into her that she left Peter for Paul, and even though she was manipulated into it, why is she still with him? It was like trading gold for shit.
Peter, Paul, and Mary, Eric. Oh my goodness! Just realised.
Peter stealing from Mary, Paul stealing from Mary to pay Paul. What?
Taken from Peter to pay Paul.
So I think like the breakup is going to be even the editor Jordan White. He says that it might happen, it might not happen, but the way it's going right now, it's definitely going to happen. And then you know what's going to happen after that? People are going to clap.
Maybe Nick Lowe, when he leaves, they'll kill off Paul in the same time.
Ooh.
But there's also another rumor. There's also another rumor that Hellgate is actually the 616 version of Paul. And
That's
so like they're going to like one of the
crazy.
Yeah, like one of the things is that one of the things is that going on right now is after the fight with Hellgate, Peter gets split into two different people, and I'm like, again.
Ooh, kind of not a clone, but a clone.
I'm like, wow. I just went again. I mean, I'm like, Nick Spencer did this when he first started his run, and he did it better because he had one with just Amazing Spider-Man's personality, and another one like a selfish version of Spider-Man, and another one with Spider-Man's principles and morals through Peter Parker.
Did you see the news about the? I mean, it's a little bit old news now, but I was talking about it yesterday. They're going to split Spidey into two after Hellgate. There's going to be a cosmic Spider-Man. There's going to be an Earthbound.
That's what I was talking about. I mean,
isn't that crazy? What do you think? Why are they doing that again?
That's what I was saying. Just saying.
I used to quite like the old when they first did the 616, and you had before Miles Morales, when you had Peter Parker back as a high school kid, and Norman Osborn was more like a hulking big green goblin, all of the different takes on it,
Yeah, but that was Ultimate. That was Ultimate Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Ultimate Spider-Man. And then Miles Morales come along, and it weren't until you had that Spider-Man crossover where Mysterio sent...
That one ended... That one ended... Yeah, sorry, Kenzo, but that one ended after issue 3, after the cover of issue 3 came out, when it showed that Gwen Stacy was Peter's dream girl, and a lot of people dropped the series at that.
Mm-hmm.
Pikachu. Eric, it's so cute.
I gotta give me buddy. He's me executive producer. I'm just the talent. I read everything he writes. It's got such awful penmanship.
Bandito, while we're still talking Spidey, before you change the topic, what do you think of Ultimate at the moment, the current Ultimate Spider-Man?
I love it.
Okay.
I love it. I love that Gwen Stacy is Mysterio.
Yeah, that was cool.
Robbie Robertson, too.
Yeah, Robbie Robertson, Quentin Beck, and Gwen Stacy's father, Sergeant Stacy, make up the Illuminati. They're the ones that know about the Maker. They're basically trying to prevent the Maker from taking over again.
Illuminati of Mysterios. It's awesome.
Yeah, and I love the fact that Richard is basically Venom.
Yeah.
He had and basically he got his name from Miles.
Yeah,
I was like, yeah, I could see that, but couldn't we get another way he could have gotten his name instead of like, yeah, that name sounds cool. That's going to be my new superhero name.
Of Dennis Camp or Cody. It's probably Cody Ziegler because
it was Cody Ziegler.
Miles.
Yeah. And
Jim from Weird Science Comics was talking about he could see him Hickman pulling a surprise, maybe killing off Peter in the Ultimate Universe and having, Richard take over.
Yeah, because Richard's 15 and a half. How old was Peter when he became Spider-Man? He was 15. I mean, there was a great irony to that because nobody knew.
How old was he when they killed him off in the original 1610 before?
He was like in his 20s.
He was a teenager still because he was still a kid. Yeah, he was.
No, he was in his 20s. He was in college.
He had graduated high school. Yeah, but I don't know if he was in his 20s.
He was in his early
18 or 19, maybe.
He was like in his early 20s, like 21, and he was brought back like a couple years later.
Mm-hmm.
When was this? Because I was out of comics for a long time, so I missed it.
Original Ultimate Spider-Man.
Yeah,
okay.
so
gotcha.
During the giant Ultimate Universe event called Ultimum.
Yeah.
Ultimatum.
The Ultimatum.
Yeah.
Where a lot of the heroes died, like Ultimate Wasp.
Yeah, the blood cancer.
Ultimate Wasp, Ultimate Iron Man, Ultimate Cyclops. They were all killed during like a
Magneto did a pole shift.
Yeah, and it's basically like also raised up some zombies through Loki, and like a lot of things happened. Like the Punisher.
Was it late 90s or early 2000s?
Early 2000s.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay,
I was
I
out
just
of
asked
comics and I wasn't
Brock.
reading.
Okay, in the original Ultimate Universe.
What was that?
We have a spring change Monday. All right, Brock. All right.
Good morning.
Sorry.
Hello.
Sorry, I was.
Go ahead.
¿Cómo estás?
In the original Ultimate Marvel Universe, Peter Parker, the Ultimate Spider-Man, died at the age of 16. This event occurred in Ultimate Spider-Man number 160, June of 2011, during the Death of Spider-Man storyline, where he sacrificed himself to stop the Green Goblin from killing Aunt May. I was a big Ultimate Spider-Man fan. I had the first 3 paperbacks, then I was buying the floppies all the way up until about issue, let's say about maybe 120 or so.
I've got a bunch of floppies from
I got so many friggin' old.
Were you reading it too? Yeah.
Same. Yeah.
A lot of people were
still buying.
I totally missed it. I was out of comics for a while. Yeah.
And that was when Bendis was good. When Bendis was Bendis. I mean, that's where he would say he would go to the mall to listen to to the speech patterns of young people, and that's where he started those huge word balloons full of people talking to each other over friggin' cafeteria tables and shit.
Yeah.
He started that way back then.
Blame Bendis. It's his fault for cafeterias.
Mark Bagley did the line work, but he had Art T-Bear on inks, and it was Art T-Bear was also inking Andy Kubert over on Ultimate X-Men at the well. And
that original Ultimates run was hot as well.
Amazing.
Yeah.
It's such an unfair comparison now to think that the current Ultimate Universe could be anything like the original Ultimate Universe. Mark Miller did Ultimate X-Men. If you ever want, dude, Ultimate X-Men is just great. Andy Kubert art. Ultimate Spider-Man was great. There was before Ultimate Spider-Man, it was Ultimate Team Up. So it was Ultimate Spidey with Ultimate Elektra, Ultimate Daredevil. It was the Team Up book. It was so fun.
It was the second run of the Ultimates is when they brought the Maker in.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, guys, I missed all this. I caught a bit on the when I got Marvel Unlimited. I was reading the original, Ultimate Spider-Man run. And it was awesome. It's really fun.
Yeah, and but at least I do respect. Like or dislike has nothing to do with respect, but I can respect that they're really trying different things with this Ultimate iteration. I mean, you do have Dennis Camp style fans that like Dennis Camp's work, and putting him on Ultimates and doing it in that style, well, he's a lightning rod for attention. It's definitely not made for a general audience, but neither is Ultimate X-Men. I mean, and that's very girl centric by a manga writer and artist who makes girl centric stuff. So there's no betraying, style or anything, or maybe even my expectation was an X-Men book with that. But I mean, Ultimate Black Panther. Nobody's talking about Ultimate Black Panther except for me. Nobody sees that.
I know.
Fuck is.
Dude,
Ultimate Wolverine. Who's talking about that? That was such a disappointment.
I
That
love the
lost me
last
after
two
issue 3.
issues with Linz's artwork. I thought that was very Brendan McCarthy, very kind of old, like late '80s Mirage TMNT style. I thought that Linz's artwork in the past two Ultimate Wolverines elevated Chris Condon's mediocre story.
Do you think they're all going to go to 24, or is it going to be when X-Men and Spidey hit 24
Right, X-Men,
that they'll all
Spidey, and
finish?
Black Panther probably hit 24, and then we have the revelation of what the Maker's been doing. I think he's been out of the city all this time, and he's just laughing his ass off, watching everyone bumble around, trying to prepare for him. That would be great. I love the Maker. He is such a great bad guy.
Yeah, but it one of the things is like going back to like the current Spider-Man, and one of the things like that really pissed me off, like the whole open relationship he's having right now, just to make him seem younger. But like there was an issue, an article saying, why do we need to have Peter Parker be younger when there's already a younger version of Spider-Man with Miles Morales?
Mm-hmm.
Why does he need to appear to be younger? I mean, Miles can basically reflect the younger audience, while Peter can reflect the older audience, like taking more responsibilities. And
but
this
it really doesn't, though. I mean, in a way, I mean, Cody Ziegler's writing Miles Morales. Just it's very much like a Bronze Age Marvel's superhero book. I mean, it's just superhero gets into adventures. He's got like a home life, and he talks to them, and they get into antics. But it's just like it's bad guy of the week. It's like suiting up and getting into superhero fights. It's pretty darn basic. There's really nothing to that book.
Well, I think we don't need to see Peter Young again. I agree. We've seen Peter Young so many times.
Yes, it's and this is one of their worst ideas. I mean, Tom Pavort got a lot of backlash after he called a bunch of people who want a more mature Spider-Man yahoos, and when he says don't buy it, don't if you don't like it, don't buy it. A lot of people actually gave him shit for it.
A magazine publisher should never say that. That is. I don't care if someone in marketing told you that anti-fan creates attention. That is just dumb. When you're a publication, no.
I think for me personally, I just prefer Peter being, I don't know, close to his 30s, still bumbling about, not in a perfect relationship with a girl, still being a photographer. I didn't really like the Parker Industries stuff,
Yeah, but
I don't need to see him as a kid again. I think.
Yeah, but it's like, but this is what I think, that like, J. Michael Straczynski, not J. Michael Straczynski, J.M. DeMatteis, who, spoiler alert, he's going to be doing the new Spider-Man 94. It's going to pick up where the cliffhanger of Spider-Man the Animated Series left off.
Okay.
During the cliffhanger.
The Vortex thing with Madam Web, that thing?
Yeah.
So really?
Yeah.
Oh boy. Okay. Now you had my interest. Now you have my attention.
So he's going to reunite with Mary Jane there. He always says that he saw Spider-Man as a character of responsibility. So like getting him married isn't a negative thing. It just adds more responsibility to what he already has. And a lot of people agree with him like that. But like having him constantly be a screw up. I mean, even my comic book guy, he says that he hated that number one issue, that they depicted him as a constant screw up. When he was going through all the job interviews, he's like, my comic book guy said, the guy is a literal genius. How come he can't hold a job with that kind of credibility? He should be working with the Fantastic Four, the people who know his identity and can keep it private.
Yeah, but they want to just show him as a down to earth guy, going through the kind of struggles that a normal guy.
But they say this is like
most geniuses' social lives and actual houses are a mess. You know, even though you've got the intelligence, it don't always mean that you've got the wherewithal to hold shit together.
He's never had the ability to balance his checkbook or pay his bills on time.
Yeah,
it's consistent.
This
There's
is one
always
thing.
that rent overdue thing underneath his door. You know what I mean? That is like part of Peter Parker's attention span. He's so busy and tired from fighting crime.
He's been out saving the city, but he's still struggling to pay his rent, you know.
Right. And it's just like, and it's not about, you know, it's not about being an Avenger and having like, somewhere to stay like at the mansion. That's just I mean, that's one thing, like that's Peter Parker. Yeah, he's like, oh God, I'm late with the rent again, you know.
Yeah, but I mean, he could have a meaningful relationship, like okay, he could have.
Here's the Parker luck. I'm gonna make a call on this. So yeah, he's in this. He's
Eric.
Shay. Okay, so and he's also. I love Felicia. Want to fool around? And he's like, yeah, kind of do. I love that.
How could you say no? There's no way you'd say no.
God,
Bandito, he's looking pissed off.
Like cringing as fuck. I love it. But seriously, I mean, but you know who's Shay? Who's Shay going on a date with? It's gonna be Brian.
It has to be, doesn't it?
It's gonna end up being Brian, and that is the Parker luck.
Imagine if it was Norman. That'd be even worse. Oh my God, it's Norman.
But I mean, that type of relationship is so fucking stupid.
How? This
is the type of relationship you read on Reddit or to listen to on TikTok that before it goes completely bad.
It's like
but that's the fun stuff to read. It's not fun to read, and he lives happily ever after. You know,
the fucking thing about having an open relationship causes people to either break up or get divorced.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, like, hey, you know what I mean? Unless you can prove to me that you're like, you know, boyfriend material, and then you have Aunt May in the B story.
We have a hot and passionate bandito. I love it. Let's go.
Fuego.
I mean,
this new nickname, El Fuego.
Yeah,
it means the fire. El Fuego.
All right. Yeah, I know what El Fuego means, but I mean, that is the type of they're like getting their relationship advice from either Reddit or TikTok, and that is the type of stuff that pisses me off. Because they're trying to make him seem young, but he's in his 30s. He's in his early 30s.
I'd say he's 31.
But he can't. But the thing is that they're trying. He's not a young man anymore. But if you want to do that shit, do it, Miles.
People in their 30s. That's 30 is like the new 24, man.
Oh, don't give me that shit.
I come on, man. I mean, people are maturing later and later in life. People don't get married until their 30s. I mean,
don't give me that shit. I mean,
I don't. You know, I wouldn't do that to you.
Don't give me that shit. I mean, the fucking thing is like this is going to end up being screwed up sideways, and then they're going to say, "Oh, it's just another learning curve."
Guys, I'll be right back. I've just got some background noise, so I'm staying. I'm still listening. Listening.
It's like, oh, it's just another learning curve for unlucky Peter Parker. Bullshit.
I didn't feel like he was a loser in this past issue. I mean, I liked that he's got. Firstly, I like the John Romita Jr. art. Okay, I'm unabashedly a big fan, especially his 6-panel pages, because he's a lot of 6-panel pages, but it's his camera work and panel progression. I just love Romita's camera work. It's great stuff. But Peter didn't. It was different in tone because the Zeb Wells stuff, like Peter couldn't win, and he was a loser, and it wasn't fun for us because he's our emotional vehicle in this world. He's the moral compass of the Marvel universe. So when Peter wins, we win because we know what it's like.
I have a love and hate relationship with Romita Jr. stuff. Sorry.
Yes. So
he's drawn some of the greatest stuff I've ever seen, and some of the strangest stuff.
It's just so frustrating. I mean, Lowe thinks that this is what people want, bullshit.
He doesn't care what people want. He's selling. This is the flagship Yule Carter of Fantastic Comics in Berkeley, California. A friend of mine and an owner of the comic book shop. I ask him like every year, Yule, is Marvel Comics, is its flagship title still ASM? He's like, yes, unequivocally. That is the flagship title. Batman on DC and Amazing Spider-Man on Marvel.
But it was outsold for 18 months straight by by Ultimate.
You're darn right, because people that had the eyes and the interest, especially with the whole, he's married with children thing. It's like,
and it's like something that the fans wanted. He's balancing his life as a superhero,
right,
as a husband, and as a working man.
And Hickman is one of the architects of this new Ultimate Universe, and
this reminds me of like when they like Ultimate Spider-Man, the original was outselling ASM for a while, and what did they do? They wanted to make Peter younger, so one more day, and unfortunately, while Brand New Day went up in flames, the rest of it went okay, like with Superior or Spider Island, but like Bigger and Better or
I had tapped
Worldwide.
Up for Spider Island, man. That was a bit much. And I love Humberto Ramos's art. Let me tell you, Humberto Ramos draws perhaps he's top 5 Spidey for me. I love his Spidey. The body because Peter Parker doesn't have to be, big and muscular. He's a flaco. He's thin and wiry, and it surprises you how strong he is.
Yeah, I mean, even with it right now with the solicitations, it makes it seem like the future is coming back, and even some of the artists and editors are hinting that the relationship with Peter and MJ is coming back, and they even hinted on the solicitations. And I really hope that this is what they're doing, because one of the things that Stan Lee said, because the fans asked for it, it's coming back.
Because the fans demand it.
Yeah. and even when he originally wanted Gwen Stacy to be like the love interest, but when he asked John Romita to make her more sexy, he's like, I can't make her more sexy. He's like, I can't make her more sexy. She just doesn't have the personality for that. The fans wanted actually Mary Jane to be with Peter, and
he's like, I want Mary Jane to be with Peter.
Yeah, and this is what, and like even Donny Cates went on a tirade for this. Donny Cates said that that when One More Day happened, yeah, we were all in middle school, but now we're all grown men with jobs and kids of our own, and Peter can't have an effing kid. I mean, look at the loner heroes that have kids now: Batman, Superman, Deadpool, Wolverine, Blade. You're telling me Spider-Man can't have a kid?
Yeah.
Once you're a huge character like that has a child. I mean, look at Superman. Now look at Bruce Wayne and Damian. Now, now they've done that to Wonder Woman. Tom King just did that to Wonder Woman. Now Diana has Trinity.
Hell, even Venom has a kid.
Look at what it did to Oliver Queen, Green Arrow, and then subsequently. And now here's a good example of the logjam of bringing children into the superhero story. They have to age them up quickly, but time doesn't move that quickly in a comic book. And so this is where you get that. Why do we need reboots? It's because of kid sidekicks and the need to age them up.
Yeah, it could be done right. Look at the Fantastic Four. It can be done right.
Sure. I mean, Marvel has sliding timeline, so it has been 15 years since the arrival of Fantastic Four, and that's why Peter is 31 years old, because he was 15 when he started, and now he literally is 30 years old. So Valeria and Franklin are that first generation of the hero's children, and they're in the appropriate age. Franklin is about 14. Valeria is, I think, 13 or 12 now. And that's in the Ryan North book, the current one.
Mm-hmm.
And also you have Dylan, who's like 13 right now.
Yeah, and you know what I want to know? I want to know how old is Danielle Cage?
And also,
she was a baby for a very long time.
Yeah,
and it was she needed to be a baby because Squirrel Girl, she was the nanny.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's instant peril with the baby kind of thing, and then show up from the future. And
it's like Maggie Simpson's been a baby for.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, but then you have like other heroes like Deadpool. He has a teenage daughter.
Is she
Blade.
Current? Is she? Yeah, I mean, like, yeah. Oh yeah, the daughters thing. Yeah.
Blade. He has another daughter.
Brielle.
Yeah. Harry Osborn's son is now in the Champions.
Right, Normie Jr., little Normie.
Yeah.
Ooh. Oh. Is it grilled cheese?
No, toast.
Just toast?
Just butter and honey. Simple, like me. Nice and simple.
Look. Normie Osborn is now as a teenager, and he's now Red Goblin in the Champions. You have Kane Marco's son, J2, in the Champions. So
that's actually a different kid Juggernaut. He's Asian and he's gay, and he might be in love with the Captain America of the railroads.
I'm kind of with Eric on this though. If you're gonna write in Spider Kids, then you have to write them. People are gonna wanna, see what happens. And obviously it's Peter's kid, so it's gonna probably be a Spider Kid, right?
Yeah, and and you can write it. I mean, Peter and Mary Jane struggling to be parents, while Peter's a superhero, and and he's trying to be the best he can, not only as a superhero but also as a dad.
But you said it yourself. We already have a Spider Kid. We already have Miles.
Yeah, and this is what. But no, this is the younger audience would be like for Miles. Him working with him trying to be a high school kid while also being a superhero.
My youngest likes Miles, but he prefers Peter.
Yeah. But I mean, if this is the hill that they want to die on until 1,000, then they are in shit.
Right around the corner. They publish twice a month. And what an inflated issue count number. I mean, geez. Remember when it was 3 times a month back in the 90s?
Oh yeah. Oh fuck. That was during the Clone Saga, and I thought that one was never going to end.
The first Cosmic Spidey,
Yeah. And
I wonder if he's going to be a herald for Galactus.
Nah, it looks like since they're bringing back Null, I think he's going to be like a herald for Null, because he's got like this Venom-like suit now, and the Cosmic Spidey has this Venom-like suit now. Boy, that really frustrates me. Yeah. I mean, I do like Spider-Man, and I still buy the comic books, but I just want hope that the series is going to get better.
We all do. But for me personally, I thought that this week's Amazing Spider-Man #6 has been the best of the series so far. And I like Pepe Larraz's work, but I mean, because Romita doesn't use hatching on his face and hands anymore. And it all comes down to like the colorist and gradients for light and shadow stuff. You know, so it's an interesting art style now.
That's quite common in a lot of new books, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
What the hell?
Sorry, guys, off topic. Breaking news, supposedly America's attacking Iran right now.
Yeah, I was
wow.
Holy shit. Anyway, sorry about that. Just the wife just told us.
It's nice knowing you.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, Mr.
At least you've still got comics. Hey.
Yeah.
You know, when the lights go out, I'll have plenty to read by candlelight. Maybe, hopefully, I'll keep my glasses, my reading specs.
We'll be all right. We're fine. Don't worry.
Yeah,
it's like Burgess Meredith in that Twilight Zone.
You look quite sexy with those on, Eric. Or quite studious.
I mean, I don't like Trump, and I think this is one of his worst moves he can do.
Oh, don't worry, he'll have something worse. But after this,
I thought he did
Trump
something.
We're gonna have a great time.
I thought he did bad with the tariffs, but now this.
I quite liked it actually. I thought he was pretty cool. He's very interesting until now. Oh dear.
All right, so
let's get back to comic books. Sorry about that, Bandito. Let's keep talking.
Oh no, it's good.
What
to know.
is good?
All right, so let's talk about the latest from DC. I have not read the solicitations, so let me bring up these solicitations.
Solicitations, baby. That's what we need.
Yeah, and one of the things that I saw that in October they're going to bring back Gotham by Gaslight, but with with their version of the Just. Yeah, they're going to bring back their version of the Just with the. It's going to be a continuation of Reign of Krypton Reign of Krypton, and it's going to have their version of the Justice League. So, I cannot wait to see how that looks.
I enjoyed the first series. It was a bit drawn out, a bit plodding, but I like the world building in it.
Yeah. All right, so let's see what we got here. These are going to be the solicitations for November.
Oh, guys, by the way, just when you're on solicitations, did you see, I don't know which issue, a variant cover of one of them, the later Absolute Batmans? It's got a picture of a huge crocodile in a sewer. So I think Waylon Jones has had it. Uh-oh.
I got to catch up on that one. All right, so we got Batman #1. Matt Fraction is going to be taking over, and I am not so sure because we do know who his wife is.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't want to get in trouble at home.
But he did do a good job with Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen, and I did not like his Hawkeye. Okay, we got Red Hood.
You know why I liked his Hawkeye? Because of Pizza Dog. I got a thing for cute animals. I don't care. I love it. Pizza Dog was fun. Lucky.
I liked his. Was it with the Tracksuit Mafia?
The Tracksuit.
Was that his run? Yeah, they were cool.
That. Hey, bro, I love that. That was so. But yeah, that's where like Richard Meyer got the whole thing, and everything here looks like it was. It's like escape from an airliner. Evacuation. Instructions on your plane.
All right, so we got Red Hood #1 by Gretchen Flecker Martin.
Mm-hmm. Heard all about them. Making threats again. They wanted to slit J.T. Rowling's throat.
Oh, nice.
Yes. I'm like, oh wow, these well-balanced DC writers. You know what I mean? Who, you got Mark Waid.
What an internet warrior making a threat on Twitter. Wow.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Actually, they're in Blue Sky now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Of course they are.
But still,
He
it's
can
like
stay there as well, can't he, Bandito?
Yeah.
It's if you switch the the polarities of that binary, and you would probably be unhireable if you said that about the other guy.
Yeah. So Jeffrey Spokes is going to be doing the art. Yeah, I never heard of him.
Mm-hmm. I hate that Jason Todd outfit. Ugh.
Yeah, just like it looks like somebody's going to trying to do a bad cosplay.
Yeah, exactly. These are like made for cosplayers to an easy cosplay
Is
thing.
his hair poking out the front?
Like I like the Judd Winnick red helmet, like the classic red Jason Todd red hood. That looks the best in my humble opinion.
Yeah. All right, so let's see. Oh, Absolute Batman number 12. Killer Croc. We got Killer Croc finally making his appearance.
These are coming out in September. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, cool.
Oh, nice one. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
was he like a boxer at first or something?
Yes.
Yeah. So he was like one of Bruce Wayne's childhood friends in this universe.
Yeah. Well, they all are, right?
Most of his rogue gallery was actually some of his childhood friends.
You had that picture that they showed of him as kids. There's Selena, and there's
Oswald,
Oz, Eddie the Riddler.
Yeah, exactly.
Harvey Dent. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a cool play, I think, to go that way.
It's going to be interesting, like when if they're all costumed either adventurers or criminals, to be like, oh, it's you, Bruce, because it's like, who else could that be? Your best friend. I know your body, like the shape of your shoulders and the sound of your voice. Yeah, sure,
and plus, I actually like it. I actually like the way they're going because Bruce's mother is like a social worker, and she's trying to help people. She's trying to help the people who are down on their luck in Gotham. I don't care what that crazy ginger from Ireland is saying. I don't know if you guys heard of Ranting for Vengeance, but he keeps going on because of Barbara Gordon is black. That's why it's a bad comic book.
I actually
you have to go Eric then. It's like, who's that ginger from Ireland?
Oh my goodness.
I was going to say I'm not from Ireland.
Kenzo.
Oh, Ranting for Vengeance. He's this Irish kid,
Would you like a cup of tea there, Father?
He's got a real red-pilled kind of station. I actually used the 3 dots on YouTube and said, "Don't recommend this channel anymore," because it's just as bad as
I don't know the guy, so
when it comes to like toxic melties.
Yeah, and on top of that, he calls like people like what's her name? Some of them grifters he himself, a lot of YouTubers grifters because they have Patreon pages, but he has a Patreon page himself and he doesn't put anything special on that Patreon page. So he's also, on top of being a racist, he's also a hypocrite. That
term gets thrown around a lot.
Yeah, so on top of being like a red pillar, he's basically a He's basically
racist,
a hypocrite.
He's homophobic. He hates everything and everyone. But that's his gig.
That's just how I am.
When I was a kid, I wanted a grifter. It was a rally bicycle, a rally grifter, but I had to settle for a rally striker. It was the smaller version. It was too small.
Okay, this is great because this is actually something that Ethan Van Sciver identified that he got a advice from Robert Kirkman over at Image. Then he became Skybound, and it's that always keep your material in reprint. Always have like a new version of it, a new cover, such as like look at Walking Dead Deluxe by Robert Kirkman. All it is Walking Dead colored, but it's amazing. It works, and I'm reading this and I'm like, I forgot how good this book is. It's been a while.
So this
get some extra material too.
So this
is the supplemental stuff.
So this is work in progress. DC work in progress, and it's going to be
like Absolute Batman's, and it's like 5th or 6th printing, and this is another version of it.
It's going to be in black and white. And let's see. Absolute Superman.
Oh Jesus, $14.99.
I just dropped Absolute Superman off of my pull list.
Really?
Yep, I did that last week.
I'm close, Harry. On this close, yeah.
Really? You too? Okay. I mean, it's just this isn't going anywhere. I can smell it. I mean, I should have been reading Wonder Woman or Batman.
Jason Aaron can tell a good story, but it's like he has like the Todd McFarlane treatment. His stories drip like molasses. Like Todd McFarlane can tell a good story, but they pull out so slow. All right, got Wonder Woman number 12. Escape from the Maze. Kelly Thompson is going to be doing that, and yeah, Kelly Thompson has been doing good. It kind of reminds me of God of War.
Yeah, with Diana sacrificing her arm. It's kind of like it's a little bit like Bleach. No, not Bleach. Like Berserk.
Yeah,
like Guts from Berserk also meets Furiosa.
Yeah, so she has like this manga inspiration with the way she wants to tell the story of Diana. So yeah, I could get behind that. Absolute Green Lantern. I have not read that one, but
and I'm a huge Green Lantern fan. And I got no interest I haven't been reading Flash, Martian Manhunter. I heard has the goods. I think Gray likes it too.
Yeah,
Gray, are you know if you know?
I'm still here. I love the art. I love the art in Martian Manhunter. I'm not enjoying Green Lantern. It's lost me.
Yeah. So here we go with with Green Lantern number 6. Absolute Flash number 7.
That was disappointing. The latest issue we reviewed that, me and Jim, on Friday night.
Really?
Yeah. I love the characters. But it's just not moving. There's no story hardly. It's the same story as the first issue.
Yeah. All right, Superman number 30.
I'm looking forward to this.
So you got Booster Gold, him teaming up with Booster Gold in against the Dark Side Legion.
Indeed, and it's like it's ignoring Bendis's most recent Legion of Superheroes, which is great. This looks like it's supposed to have been the Bronze Age, Silver Age Legion of Superheroes. You can tell because of the lack of the race changes in the top 3.
Yeah,
Cosmic Boy, Lightning Lad, and those two have been race swapped a few times in the past few iterations. Yeah.
All right. Oh, this was. I'm actually looking forward to this one.
Mm-hmm.
Adventures of Superman: The Book of L. I did like the Book of L because it had the future state of the House of L. I did like House of L because it had so many descendants of Superman, and they're all trying. And even though they don't have all the powers of Superman, they're doing their best to protect the world, just like he did, going by his morals. And you have the black sheep of the family trying to take over, but then you have the original Superman coming back to not only save the world but to teach his son to be a better Superman. And I'm like, yes, that is Superman, not this emo crap that we saw with DCU and Zack Snyder. Don't get me wrong, Henry Cavill was a great Superman, but that was not the way they did it was not Superman. And it's gonna have some art by Scott Goldsky.
Godlewski.
Is he gonna be good? Is he pretty good?
Wait, you never dated a Polish woman or something? Come on, man, they're wonderful.
No, I have not dated a Polish woman.
You're missing out, brother.
All right, so we got Scott Godlewski doing the art. Is he any good?
Yes, he's okay. I mean, this is like there was there was a Book of L before too, but it's kind of, I'm interested. I mean, who did a great Legacy of Superman already was Grant Morrison, and it was 1998. It was called DC 1 Million, and it was this really interesting conceit. Publishing. Let's take More Fun Comics released. More Fun Comics #1 released in 1935. 3 years before Action Comics 1, but that is the first DC comic, basically. It was More Fun #1, 1935. Now you take that comic book, and so you go up to issue 1 million, And so DC 1 million, when would that be released if it had a monthly release schedule? The 853rd century. And so just imagine the DC universe in the solar system and in the 853rd century. And it's the Superman and the Justice League, and it's all Grant Morrison, great art by Val Semkis. And there's a really good story because it becomes like generational, like it shows the legacy of Superman, the second Superman and the third, and this Superman married a fifth dimensional imp, and they had a super being, so that's how Superman got imagination powers, fifth dimensional powers, you know what I mean, in the Superman bloodline and legacy. And it was like so cool.
All right, so we got Superman Unlimited into the belly of the beast. I mean,
written by Dan Slott.
I heard a lot of bad things that Superman Unlimited #1 didn't go. Was pretty bad. Gray, your take was said that it wasn't worth reading. It just didn't go nowhere, right?
Really?
Did I? I thought I quite enjoyed it.
Oh,
I can't remember that.
Oh no, it was somebody else. I think it was West.
I think quite a few people say, yeah, they thought it was really boring, but I thought it was all right, and it was intriguing enough to read issue 2, which I haven't, not yet.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we got Action Comics 1090.
Written by Mark Waid.
Oh god, how many chairs has he thrown across the office for this one? Supergirl #5.
Yay, by Sophie Campbell. Yaysies. Look, it's like the cute animals. You know I like those.
Yeah, it's cute.
Yeah, I am not. I told you. Yeah, I told you guys I'm not picking up anything by Sophie Campbell.
Why not?
I already told you guys.
He's terrible. Oh no.
I'm not reading it just because it doesn't interest me. It's nothing to do with the writer.
Yeah. All right, we got
Crypto. Did you read Crypto, Eric? Did you like issue 1?
I haven't read issue 1 because I looked at it. I mean, Ryan North really doesn't do it for me as a writer. I mean, he's like, I barely like his Fantastic Four, and I think One World Under Doom is kind of boring. So I didn't, you know what I mean? If I'll read anything digital if it's in a review box. So, but it's will it get my attention on new release day? If no, it didn't.
No.
I passed over it. I didn't even bother to peek.
All right, so we got Wonder Woman #25 by Tom.
Still
King.
going. It's still going, Bandito. Unbelievable.
How much has he? How much can he pull this fugitive Amazon crap?
Tell you what, there are people who really like it. You know, they talk about it a lot, and it's still selling. It must be. It's still being published. It's because he gets great artists, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, those are Jorge Daniel
Sampere.
Yeah, so good.
He has great artists. I think people don't like the story as much as they do.
Yeah, they're throwing. This is like A's with A's, and this is an A-team book to a normie reader. To us, no, because Tom King is like, that's the pissing on the charcoals thing. But to the normie reader, it's like he wins awards. He's like this, like he's got the PR face.
Yeah. So here we go. Another Tom King one. Trinity, daughter of Wonder Woman #4.
Mm-hmm. I love the Wonder Robin outfit. I think it's so adorable because it's like because I like a kid superhero looking like Robin works best when he's a kid in that getup and the yellow cape with short pants and pixie boots. I swear. I mean, it's a great combo.
Yeah, and she's playing. Of course, it looks like Bruce and Selena are getting married again. I don't know.
You and your
it's
pixie
a Tom
boots,
King
Eric.
book. Maybe he's just flashing back to the wedding of, his own failed wedding. You know what I mean? Thing.
Yeah. All right. Justice League Unlimited, another one by Mark Waid. I heard that this book is doing pretty good.
Yeah, It's, I just said it yesterday on Wes. I'm like, Mark Waid should be, he's due. I mean, he should write the next DC Crisis.
Yeah.
He's a walking encyclopedia of DC, everything. I mean, geez, he'd be the one you want to write this.
All right, we got Cheetah and Cheshire robbed the Justice League. And
by Greg Rucka. Dude, and art by Nicola Scott? Okay, this might be a sleeper. Dude, okay, I'm calling it right now. This is going to be a decent book because that's a good team. Rucka and Nicola Scott. Nicola Scott's art she's amazing.
I didn't know Rucka was writing this. Yeah,
dude,
I'd seen the title, but no way.
Oh,
it didn't interest me at all until now.
Exactly.
So it's cool. It's going to be coming out, and the first one is going to be out in August. This one's going to be out in September. Justice League Red, number 2.
Saladin Ahmed and Clayton Henry. Anyone reading Solomon Ahmed's is his Wolverine or his Daredevil? Boring.
Emin Stash, who loves Daredevil, he said Solomon Ahmed made him quit Daredevil. Why would this is Godzilla versus, I love this. Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong 2. I loved the first one. And this one, you have the other Titans from the Titanverse fighting the Justice League with King Kong, with Kong and Godzilla. And let's see, Detective Comics 1101.
Ooh, that means Tech 1100 was the one before this. I wonder, because this thing is just had an issue 1000.
So you got Tom Taylor and Mikkel Jain.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Dan Waters, Nightwing 130. You know what? I'm gonna say this. I hated how they keep making how they keep doing character Dick's character that he's sexy. It's like every single line they talk about how sexy he is. I'm like, okay, we get it. I mean, what if the roles were reversed? The writer would be drawn and quartered.
I'm okay with Nightwing being sexy.
Yeah, but it's just so infuriating.
I'm okay with Batgirl being sexy too.
Yeah, so we got Batgirl number 11. Have any of you read any of this?
No.
I think it's Cassandra Cain.
Yeah.
There was a mini that preceded this, and it wasn't that good.
All right, so let's see. Catwoman 79.
Torrin Grönbeck's still on it. That's good, at least. I haven't read any of it with Torrin Grönbeck. She impressed me over on Marvel for the past couple of years. She's pretty good, to be honest, but I haven't read any of it.
Yeah, actually, she impressed me with the Warhammer 40K book she did. She did a mini series called Sisters of Battle, and of course, with Games Workshop breathing down the writers.
Just kidding.
Sisters of Battle, a badass, man.
Yeah. With Games Workshop breathing down their necks, she wasn't allowed to change any of the history. It was the entire thing looked like played out like a story of the last stand of a certain chapter of Sisters of Battle.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
The nuns with guns, they're badass.
Yeah. Birds of Prey number 25.
I'm gonna take this opportunity to dip out though, guys, because it's like 1:30 in the morning, and I've got to get up
it's almost that time to go. Yeah.
All right. So it's good night, Kenzo.
Good night, Kenzo.
Good to see you all, man.
All right.
I'll talk to you all soon.
Cheers.
See you later, Gray. Bye, Eric.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Take care. All right. Birds of Prey number 25. Kelly Thompson.
Good. Now we can talk about him being a ginger. They really don't have souls. I'm just kidding, Kenzo.
Kelly Thompson's. Now, is this any good?
I liked the first 6 issues. The first 5 to 6 issues were really good. Then the next arc was kind of It was all over the place. It was just, I mean, these are comics by girls, for girls, and it's, it doesn't really. Unfortunately, it supports the stereotype that girls can't write men's superhero stories.
Yeah.
And she's not trying to write a man's superhero story. She's trying to write a woman's superhero story. Yeah. And, so it's not as general audience as they would like it to be.
Yeah. So we got Poison Ivy number 36.
G. Willow Wilson. This is an amazing book. Everyone's sleeping on it. She's been on this for 3 years now. I was tuned in, but like for about a year and a half of that. And Marcio Takara is still on the book. Wow, that's great. They've been together for the better part of this 3 years. It's a really good book.
No, all right. So yeah, Sully recommends the Poison Ivy book.
You want to give a chance onto a DC book, just to be like, you pick up the previous couple of issues if you can, and be like, oh wow, I'm into a comic book. That's how it happens.
All right, so we got Harley Quinn number 54, and I'm glad she's not farting in this one.
Yay!
God. Batman and Robin number 25.
Phil Kennedy Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
This is the most turned around book that people are enjoying, and everyone's grateful that they didn't renumber it. They didn't start with a new number 1.
So we got Titans number 27 by John Layman.
Mm-hmm.
Max Rainier doing the art.
Interesting.
Wow, all right.
Wow. Oh, okay.
Here's Batman and Robin Year 1 by Chris Samney.
Chris Samney, yeah. And Mark Waid. But this is, again, one of these great, everyone's raving about this book because a lot of the times the Chris Samney art is elevating Mark Waid's story, but it's a Year 1 story, so it's Robin looking like Robin, pixie boots, short pants, yellow cape, and he's a kid. And I should be reading a book. I would be in love with a book like this, but I mean, the buck stops at Mark Waid now. I mean, no thanks.
All right, so we got another Mark Waid, Batman,
another
Superman,
Mark Waid book.
Yeah, Batman, Superman's World's Finest.
Bat Zorro is that came over from Jeff Loeb's Superman Batman back in the early aughts.
Mm-hmm.
Bat Zorro is the Batman, the Bizarro Batman, and it's this great design where he's got no eye holes because he's blind as a bat. The crest is upside down, which is cute, and his utility belt is upside down, and all the pouches are empty because all the flaps are open.
Upside down.
And that's just so funny.
Bandito, Eric, sorry guys, I'm going to have to bounce, but thank you so much for having me on. This was so much fun. Talking comics.
Yeah.
Talking comics. Being positive.
All right, so why don't we end it here?
Cool.
No, you go.
No, I gotta get something to eat.
All right. So let's end it right here. I'm gonna do the stream again since we haven't been on in a long time. Hope you guys can make it next week. All right, so we had some good conversations. Eric made me a little mad.
What?
We got a hot
bandito. I don't make you mad. You just like you get fired up because you love this stuff.
But we had some good recommendations, and we had a great time. Thanks to Kenzo. Thanks to Watt Gray. Thanks to Reverend Sully. Well, hope you guys can make it next week. Next week, as we talk about more of comics, from everything geek, from comics to tabletop. Hopefully, we could get more guests here. Hopefully, Seth can be on here, and I'm trying to get McAnee back on here, and nice. Maybe a couple guests, and Jet and Ginger Ninja is taking care of his family, but hopefully he can be here next week. But thanks, guys, for showing up. This has been Bandito Bane, the well-rounded nerd, the Super Spider-Man fan, and the Warhammer noob, saying keep playing and God bless.